Okay. Most of you know that follow me that I'm in my 70s and I've just accepted this past few months that I'm basically retired. I've been holding on way too long. The transition to retire is very difficult. I never thought it would be, and we don't even have to use the word retire. It's just basically going through a transition. And you're always going through a transition in life, right? Through your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. And I always call it the 5 pillars. And the 5 pillars start out at the foundation, your family, your upbringing, your childhood, your parents, your coaches, your friends. And then we go into the second pillar, which I call mastery. And that's another 20, 30 years to master something in your life. You know, your career, your marriage. You're talking about, let's just say 20 to 50 maybe. Then I call it transformation, the third pillar. And that's, that could be from 40 all the way up. You're always going through change. I've gone through so many changes, 8 different careers, 2 marriages, raising kids, being a grandpa, seeing death, seeing life, seeing growth. I mean, there's a lot going on there in the transformation and transition. And keeping your shit together, you know what I mean? And this is where your faith comes in. Your faith, your family, your financial situation, your fears, and then your purpose. You're always looking for a purpose. And I was really lucky to find a purpose when I was young, because it was never good enough for me. My expectations were very, very high for myself and for others. And I was very ambitious. And then the fourth transition is, and pillar is independence. Finding your independence. Because that's what you're fighting for. And, I've been fighting all my life to be bigger, stronger, faster. And I was always kind of what I would call a slow learner. And I haven't always picked the right horse. I haven't made all the right decisions. Are there regrets? I wouldn't say there's regrets. I think there were lessons. I mean, that's not a cop-out. It's just, that's what it is. And then the last pillar is your legacy. And that's what I've been working on in the last few years, because that's when I filed for Social Security, Medicare, went through a divorce. I mean, this is all at about 65 to 70. And then that's years old, okay? 65 to 70. And I didn't have any of this planned. There was a strategy, there was a roadmap how to get there. But you always, at the end of the day, you're always alone. You still have to make your own decisions. Even if you're married or if you have children or whatever, at the end of the day, everyone has their own life to live. And that's what you have to live it, And so I'm on YouTube. I'm making it strategically a business. That's what's keeping me what I call relevant and keeping me busy, And the last quarter of the year was always difficult for me in business, because that's when you start thinking about, did I have a good year, a bad year? How do I treat my employees? Do I give out bonuses? Do I give out increases in pay? Are we going to be sustainable? Are we going to be sustainable? And not only in business, your kids, because your kids are all going through a transition, but they got their own lives. They're meeting women or meeting their future spouses. They're having children. Myself as being an employer, I always felt about the people because I felt them going through similar situations that I was, which is you're raising families. You're trying to make a living. You're trying to pay your bills. You're having car problems. You're having somebody passed away. Somebody had a health issue. I mean, we could go on and on and on. So, we just found out that Social Security COLA was announced this past week, 2.8% in 2026. Does that help? You're damn right it helps. Everything helps. Because everything's going up anyway. You see? And I am so fortunate that I had kids that I pushed to get good education, to get professional jobs. And they're basically doing it all where they don't depend on me. They're independent and they pick the right horse. You see? And I get comments from people quite often on YouTube and TikTok and even Instagram about, all the mistakes I made. Well, it's easy to judge. It's easy to say, I didn't stick it out in a marriage or whatever. People don't know the circumstances. They don't know, the abuse. They don't know the cheating. They don't know the betrayal. They don't know the fraud. They don't know the impact, the negative impact of having a bad partner in a marriage or in a business. My father always used to say to me in business when I was young, he goes, Rock, if you could build a business on your own, do it. And that's what's happened to me. I've always basically jumped off the bridge myself. Why bring somebody else? I've had a lot of stress making payroll, making payments, whatever. But now, as I'm approaching, let's just say 80, I'm in 70. Yeah, I'm in good shape now, but who knows in 5 years? Who knows in 10 years? I'm selling my home right now. I've been here 26 years. Is it 26? 23 years in Florida. I moved to Florida from Minnesota, and I'm going back to the Midwest. And people say, what are you, crazy? Going back to the cold? Well, listen, been there, done that. What's my future look like? I'm accustomed to Minnesota, 49 years. My kids are in Wisconsin. My grandkids are in Wisconsin, Minnesota. I have another child in Virginia. It's all, to me, north of Florida. I've traveled the world. I'm really fortunate. And I'm not here to basically say, look at me, look at you, who would you rather be? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I work really hard to get to the point where I try to minimize my problems, minimize my obligations and my responsibilities, that we're not going to be acts and behaviors of integrity and salvaging my dignity. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, I talk about divorce strategies. I've talked about Bumble and dating, senior dating on apps, and a lot of it's all fun and games. I'm one of the fortunate ones, and not only do I feel blessed in a family of 11 and great parents that were the greatest generation and brought us up right. I've been lucky. And as they say, the more luck, the more you work for it. You know what I mean? So that's my message today, is basically, hey, I'm doing the best I can, man. And if I could inspire and educate other people, because now that we're in our 60s and 70s, because I'm at the end of my career, and I've been working since I was 21 in business. And I've mastered my career. I've mastered like a professional athlete. I look at myself as a professional person that did the education, paid his dues, got beat up, got coached, got mentored. Divorce were probably the biggest lessons I learned, because that's when you realize you have no control. Zero control. But I also think that my divorce has helped me understand and be more empathetic, be more compassionate, less selfish, because you want to pass those on to your children. My mother was an unconditional lover of all people. When you see something like that, where my father was more conditional, so that mix of high expectations, high ethics, integrity, doing the right thing, people come first. That's hard when you're selfish, when you're young, and you will do anything to win. Because I looked at business in life as winning. It's a game, you know? And you realize, hold it, man, I am so fortunate that I have lived through what I've done, and now it's my turn in my pillar of legacy to pass it on. And I want to pass on the good, not the bad, the good. And you have to set back. I have to realize that people have not had my life, and people have suffered tremendously, you know? And there's scheming going on in every person's life someday, somehow, to get ahead. And you know what? It's not the right way, because you're going to eventually pay. That's what karma's all about, and so on. So that's my message today is, I look at my YouTube, and I got everybody's talking about principles and tactics and strategy and philosophy and all that. No, that's not my YouTube. My YouTube is for my grandkids to realize that, hey, listen, Papa Rock, that's what my grandkids call me, Papa Rock. He's crazy. But 20 years from now, it would be like myself and my brothers and sisters would say, what's Dad know? And we find out Dad knows all. Mom knows all. And those are the, what should I say? Those are the values, the family values we want to pass on to our great-grandchildren and our children and so on. So do the best you can, man. God bless you. I'll talk to you very soon. I'm preparing to go overseas for 2 months. I've never done this. I got tour guides. I'm doing things that I don't know what's happening. It's just that I know I got to get there. And once I get there, I am going to do YouTubes, I'm going to do Instagram, I'm going to do TikTok, whatever it is. And I'm going to live life. Okay? So, I leave November, first week in November. And so, and I'm leaving the great weather of Florida. And I'll be back, and it's just another experience. I have a book out. I have other, what do I have? I got a bunch of publications on my website, and I have my second book coming out. I'm just finishing up the manuscript now with my ghostwriter and my marketers, and I'll be publishing that next year. And my father will turn 100. I got 10 brothers and sisters ranging from 80 to 60, and we're all alive. Can you believe it? Now that's a blessing. So God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon. This is Rock LaManna, the deal flow guy, the divorce strategist, the bumble guy, the matchmaker, Papa Rock, Uncle Rock, what else? Dad. I've had a great life. I'll talk to you guys soon.